It was an exciting game last night for the Phils and the Marlins fans who came out to Marlins Park. It just turned out to be another Marlins victory. They've won 4 straight over the Phillies here in South Florida. Tonight is Game 2 of a 3-game series. And the Phils have changed up their roster one more time. Vince Velasquez has been activated for the 10-day disabled list. Mark Leiter Jr., who suffered the tough loss last night, has been optioned back to Lehigh Valley only because the Phillies want him to continue to be a starting pitcher. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with John Kruk. We'll hear from Greg Murphy in just a little bit. All right, so let's talk about Vince Velasquez. He made 3 rehab starts after being placed on the disabled list. They feel like he is turned the page, watched a lot of video while he was out, and they hope that helps him coming back.
Yeah, let's hope. And if he's going to have any success against this Miami Marlins offense, he's going to have to rely on that overpowering fastball up in the zone. And there you see his numbers this season. It hasn't been a great season for Vince, although he was a little bit better in May, but 5.02 ERA is not going to cut it with the guy who everyone thinks has the best stuff in this rotation. But this is how he has to pitch. Earlier in the season against the Colorado Rockies, a very powerful offensive team, he dominated this team with that fastball, running it in, running it away, up in the strike zone, getting swings and misses. And like I said, if he's going to try to dial up any gem against this Miami Marlins, he's going to have to overpower these hitters with that fastball.
Well, and they talk about this Marlins team offensively, and they talk about Velasquez's command. That's one of the concerns that Pete Mackanin has tonight. The other concern is, how does he deal with the middle of this lineup? Now, the middle extends itself to the number 2 spot to Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, probably the biggest human being in the history of baseball that's ever hit second, and that's Giancarlo Stanton. And, last night that power was on full display. Jared Eichhoff tried to get that fastball in 2-0. He didn't, and he almost dented the scoreboard out there. And in this one here, I didn't know if he hit it far enough to get out, but it was really high, but it did carry out. Cameron Perkins with a gallant effort to try to bring it back, couldn't do it. But I mean, you look at these numbers from Giancarlo Stanton, his career, already the home run leader and RBI leader in Marlins history. And let's just hope that Vince Velasquez can find a way to keep him in the ballpark tonight.
24 career multi-home run games, including 2 against the Phillies. The second one, of course, came last night here at Marlins Park. So it is Game 2 of this 3-game series. Velasquez will be opposed by another guy who's coming back from the minor leagues. That's Adam Conley. When we return, we're going to head to the CSN studios. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. Gonzalez, Freddie, is the third base coach for the Miami Marlins as we get set for Game 2 of this 3-game series. 2 pitchers who are coming back from the minor leagues. One coming back from injury, that's Vince Velasquez. The other one coming back because he pitched poorly up here in the big leagues. That's Adam Conley. So Conley has finished up his warm-up tosses in the bullpen. He just got himself cooled off in the dugout. Now he's heading out to the mound. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So with the lefty on the mound, Cameron Perkins gets another start, and he will bat 8th for the Phillies behind Cameron Rupp, who gets the nod behind the plates. Rupp hitting .222 so far on the season. He has basically been slid back to the number 2 spot behind Andrew Knapp. And they will face the left-hander Adam Conley, the 27-year-old from Olympia, Washington. 2-3 in the big leagues with an earned run average over 7.5. But excellent numbers against the Phillies. 2-1 with an earned run average of 1.47. We got similar storylines tonight with these starting pitchers.
Yeah, we do. Neither one of them pitch well. That's one. And the other is, it seems like no matter how a guy's done, it seems like he always has good numbers against the Phillies. But there you see the scouting report on Adam Conley. Average fastball velocity only 90 miles an hour. Change sliders. Sliders more like a cutter to me. He will pitch into righties, so the right-handed hitters for the Phillies better get ready for something hard in, because he will throw it there.
Time now for our Nissan keys to the game.
Well, Vince Velasquez, go as hard as you can for as long as you can. If you try to pace yourself against this team, they're going to do some damage against you. And you're not going to outslug these Miami Marlins, so you have to execute. You get runners in scoring position, you have to bring them in, or else it's going to be another L for the Phillies if they don't execute today.
Yeah, Phillies last night had a 4-2 lead. They gave that back. It was 5-4 Marlins. They tied it up at 5 and then lost it in the 10th inning on the base hit by D. Gordon.
But we had numerous chances to do damage and didn't get it done.
Yeah, Don Mattingly said the same thing even about his team, and you know, he's right. But they certainly have the ability to hit the long ball at any time.
And what place are we in?
We're in last.
And
now they're in 3rd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they moved up.
Big jump.
First pitch of the game is way inside, goes all the way back to the backstop.
Told you he'd pitch in.
And it's 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike, 1-1. Cesar is 3 for 8 against Conley.
I thought Conley was going to turn in, after watching him last year, turn into a really consistent starter for this team.
Giancarlo Stanton takes care of the first ball, and 1 away here in the first. Yeah, last year he was 8-6 with an ERA of 3.85. In fact, you combine his numbers from his rookie season or his first year. Overall 12-7 with an ERA of 3.8, but then just ran into all kinds of troubles early on this season. Freddie Galvis is now the hitter. Freddie was 1 for 5 last night. The 1 was a double.
Pete again mix and match in this lineup, trying to find something. Nick Williams has been the hottest hitter for the Phillies over the last handful of games, so he's jumped him up to that 3rd spot against a tough lefty.
Fouled away, 1-1. Good luck at McDonald's. Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Rich Panic of Folsom. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Rich will win $200. Introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Line drive, base hit to right field for Freddie Galvis. So 1-out single.
And again, Freddie had some good swings last night, left-handed, going the other way, hitting the ball on a line. He's been popping up a lot lately. That one there was just a beautiful piece of hit.
Yeah, it's nice to see from the right side of the plate too. Nick Williams, the hitter. Williams, 7 RBIs since the All-Star break. Had a couple doubles last night. In fact, among rookies since the 1st of July, which is essentially when he came up from the minor leagues. He is 8th in hits in all of Major League Baseball and tied for 4th in doubles. I don't think the Marlins will turn 2, but they do get the lead runner. 4-6 on the put out. And a fielder's choice.
Good base running by Freddie there. You saw the little bit of hesitation. You know, kind of made D. Gordon not be able to charge and tag and try to get a throw to get Nick Williams. Watch Freddie running right here. You see him now. See that little hesitation? You don't know if D. Gordon's going to charge that ball, try to catch on a short hop and tag and throw. Freddie had to make sure. Smart play.
Tommy Joseph's averages at .248, 15 homers, 43 runs batted in. And he takes a fastball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tommy was a pinch hitter last night, did get a base hit. And he lines that one down the left field line foul. That's one you want to get away from if you're a fan.
Get that bare hand out there and grab that one. Whew. Don't think it's worth the trip to the hospital. But
that's why you should bring your glove to the game there, John.
Yeah. Something else to lug in, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside 2-2. And it remains 2-2.
Like a changeup from Conley. I mean, everything is pretty much middle end to righties. Every pitch in this at bat to Tommy's been in.
That's your thought, though, that he was going to keep pitching inside.
Yeah, until you prove you can hit it.
Well, here at home, his earned run average 14.59. So teams have certainly hit it. 20 earned runs against Conley.
That's a scary thing, though. When you have a guy that has talent, they send him down the minor leagues. You know, he might be thinking, you know what, I have to pitch great in this one, or who knows what's going to happen to me.
Way inside, 3-2. Part of their issue was that his velocity was down early on this season, and there was nothing wrong with his elbow or his shoulder. They did all kinds of tests just to check it out, and they felt like that's why he was getting hit so much. So his last 2 outings, really his last 3 outings, he had gone 16 2/3, and during those outings his velocity started to rise back. It's about 3 to 4 miles an hour quicker than it was early on this season.
Yeah, he's thrown a couple up there at 91, 92. You know, the average is 90, but you know, again, with its location, he keeps that ball in on the hands. It's hard to keep it fair.
Another ground ball foul by Joseph.
Tell you what, that poor ball boy down there is going to get some work today.
Well, repetition helps. He was a little lazy after that one right there.
Well, he's probably wore out. Come on, can't make him make every play. Hit it to someone else.
Here's the 10th pitch of this at bat, and a bouncer to third, foul again. Tommy's getting some good looks here. Nick Williams is getting some good runs.
Tell you, you'd rather be running 3-2 here than 3-2 in Lehigh Valley. Just a thought.
Yeah. Popped him up. Shallow right. Long run for D. Gordon and for Stanton. And Stanton's there to make the catch. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left for the Phillies. We're off and running here in South Florida. Phillies nothing. Marlins coming up. Warm-up tosses. Velasquez just back off the disabled list. Made 10 starts before the DL, 2-5 with a 5.58 earned run average. He made 3 rehab starts. And during those rehab starts had an earned run average of 3.60. John, he hit 70 pitches his last time out, so they're hoping that he is somewhere between 90 and 95 here this evening.
Yeah, and that would be a good thing, and hopefully that's into the 6th inning at least for Vince. Try to get some quick outs, conserve that pitch count, but like I said, the keys, he's got to go. You can't pace yourself against this team. They're too powerful.
First batter is D. Gordon, who was the hero last night, one of the heroes, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Gordon now 341 lifetime against the Phillies. That is the 6th highest number among active players. His hit last night was our Toyota turning point.
Well, it definitely was, because it turned us onto the bus to go home. You see right there, bottom of the 10th inning, little looping line drive to right field, and Wego
fouls it away. He said that he thought when it left the bat it had a chance to go into the gap, and then he looked up and thought, oh no, maybe he's going to catch it. And I kept thinking as I was reading those comments and listening to him talk about it in his post game that, boy, he totally misread that ball.
He did. He got he had a bad jump on it too, apparently.
Little dribbler foul.
Huh. I thought after, thought when it left the bat that Cesar might have had a chance of running back and getting it. It was a humpback line drive. Let's hope tonight we don't have to make all those defensive changes.
Over to the right side. Cesar has to hurry. Bobbled for a moment and not in time. Tommy Joseph starts throwing it around, and he just points to the dugout asking them to take a peek at it. That little hesitation made it closer than it needed to be.
Yeah, Cesar did everything right. He charged it like you should with a guy the speed of D. Gordon, but he just couldn't get it out of his glove cleanly. I mean, he did everything perfect, but right there you see that looked like he caught it in the palm of his glove, and in trying to get the transfer he didn't get a clean grip on it. Just that hesitation. I don't know.
Well, they are going to review it. Boy, that's awfully close.
Oh, that's really close.
You kind of wish that Tommy maybe stretched a little bit more.
Yeah, but that's the thing when you're not, the second baseman's not that far, and if you try to stretch too soon, he throws it wide, then D. Gordon could possibly be on second base.
Marvin Hudson is to your left. He made the call. To your right is Jerry Lane. He's the crew chief. Well, they must have felt, the Phillies, after looking at it underneath, because it is early in the game, that there's enough to overturn this. He is quick, though. Take a peek, slow it down as best we can. Foot is not on the bag yet. Ball is in the glove, so he should be out. Naked eye, I thought he was safe. I didn't even think there was a question, but by that replay it looks like he is out. And let's see what they feel like in New York. All right, so it's a good call to review it. One out here in the first.
How big is that for Vince not to have to deal with him on first base?
Well, the rest of the lineup for the Marlins brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. It's basically the same as last night, except Martin Prado is now on the DL, so Derek Dietrich does make the start. You've got to deal with Stanton, Christian Yelich, and Marcell Ozuna, and also Justin Bour. And here is Stanton, who homered twice last night. Stanton's home run went 441 feet. Bour's home run went 446 feet.
Wow.
That's a good spot, though.
Really
to pitch
good
him.
spot.
Curveball that didn't curve, and it's 2-1.
Vince just overthrew that one a lot.
Stanton has 6 games this year where he has multi-home runs. He's never had a 3-home run game.
Came close. Better get it in there.
That ball is crushed deep to left center field, and the Marlins have a 1-0 lead. 29th home run for the National League leader in homers. Well, we mentioned last night, last couple of years, he has not had a whole lot of success against the Phillies. Yeah, he's in a different mode right now. Wowza.
Now, if you're going to throw in to Giancarlo Stanton, it better be really in. And that, I mean, it was in, but it was just elevated. You got to get that down by his knees.
Yeah, he has spots where he'll swing and miss. But these 3 home runs that he's hit against the Phils in this series, they've been in prime real estate. Eight home runs now in the month of July, 3 more than Charlie Blackmon, who, by the way, has not been bitten by the so-called home run derby jinx. Charlie Blackmon 8 for 18 with 5 extra base hits. Stanton, well, he hasn't been bit by it either. 3 home runs in this series alone.
Apparently Justin Bour had neither after that one he launched last night.
The only one that's really been jinxed so far really is Judge, 1 for 21 since the home run derby. Outside, 1-2. And a strike 3 called, so Yelich is down looking. First strikeout for Velasquez. 2 outs here in the first. There's another glimpse at the home run.
See the 4 seams, and ball's just mid-thigh. That ball's got to be down below the knees and probably in off the plate. You know, hopefully you can break his bat, but when you get it on the plate, pretty quick in there.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna thought he had won the game last night, he said after the ball game, on the ball that he hit back toward the middle that hit Hector Neris. Hector said he was fine. Said the ball hit his glove more than anything else. Back of the mound, Freddie Galvis is there, and the inning is over. But the Marlins take a 1-0 lead on Giancarlo Stanton's long line drive home run. His 29th homer of the year. We'll go to the second. It's the Marlins 1 and the Phillies 0. CSN has you covered. Catch every CSN game with the NBC Sports app. Download now to keep up with all your favorite Philly teams. We begin the top of the second. Maikel Franco fouls one away. Franco is 6 for 17 on this road trip, but it included a hit in last night's game. Turned out to be an RBI single. And a line drive just beyond the stretch of Dietrich down the left field line. And Franco is on his way to second. That's his 17th double of the year. Boy, he took a tight turn around first, and then as he hit the bag, he went wide. And I thought he was going to slip and fall.
I tell you, though, this is a good sign. I think this is a good matchup for Franco. There's a turn you talked about. It looked like he almost ran into Justin Bour on that wide turn, but I think it's a good matchup. We talked about, you know, Maikel's struggles with the pitch away. Connolly's a guy who likes to pitch into righties. This could end up being a really good matchup as this game goes on for Franco.
Odubel bunts foul over toward the Marlins dugout. He's not bunting for a hit there, is he?
No, he's trying to get Franco to third.
Odubel 0 for 4 last night. He did score a run. To the splits between April and May and June and July. OPS is way up, 872. That's with all those doubles. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Herrera. Phillies as a team have an OPS of 698. As you would imagine, that's toward the bottom of the National League.
I'm surprised.
I just want to throw a number out there that might stun you. It has been better since the middle of June. That one's lined out to left center field. Ozuna will play it on a hop, and Franco will just go to third. So the Phils now have runners on first and third with nobody out.
Good piece of hitting by Odubel. Tried to bunt to get Franco over to third. Didn't work. Swung and fouled one off, and then with 2 strikes, it's you know, it's whatever happens, happens. You just try to put a ball in play somewhere and hopefully you get on base, but more importantly, get Franco to third base, and now we got something working. Be nice to come back and get a run right here too. We just do things a little more the conventional way. Doubles, move guys over,
That's
execute.
Right.
Execute. Wasn't that one of my keys to the game?
That was.
Execute, Cameron.
1 ball and no strikes to Cameron, who has a little mini hitting streak going. He's hit in 3 straight. One of the games against the Brewers, he doubled down the right field line. Little tapper back to the mound. Franco is coming home. He was going right on contact. I don't know why Conley didn't tag him, because by not tagging him, he allows both runners to move up. Oh man, Rupp is out at second base. I spoke a little too soon. Well, it does go back to your keys as far as execution goes.
Yeah, they're going to look and see if Cameron was out at second base, but you know, or you know, was Real Muto on the rundown blocking home? Is that still part of that blocking of the home on a rundown too?
No, not on a ball in the infield.
I mean, this is, you know, Franco's going on contact. All right, so you got him right here. No problem. Give Franco credit. He stayed in it long enough. But there you go. 2 out base hit. That way.
Cameron Perkins picks up his teammate with an RBI single to right, and he ties this game up at 1. A nice job by Cameron Perkins. His third RBI.
And give Odubel credit for getting to third base on that. Like you said, though, Franco stayed in that long enough to get him to third, but he read it perfect.
Three balls, no strikes to Velasquez. And ball four. That'll keep the inning alive. And put runners on first and second. And now to the top of the order, and Cesar Hernandez. Brian Schneider shaking his head in the dugout.
It looked like a couple of those were pretty good pitches, but maybe our fortunes are changing.
Well, we've been saying it all year. We're due for a little luck that'll run for the next 2 months. Hopefully. You're not biting, huh?
Well, it's a long time to wish for luck.
Little dribbler in front of the plate, up the third base line. Real Muto throws out Hernandez. 2-3 on the putout. Phils do tie it up. They leave a couple. Cameron Perkins' RBI scores Odubel Herrera. State Farm double play. You just saw it. It was kind of an odd double play.
Yeah, this thing could have turned out a lot worse for the Philadelphia Phillies if Conley would have just tagged McHale right there, but he didn't. Dietrich tried to run him down. He couldn't. Throws the Real Muto and gets the out, and then Cameron Rupp trying to take that extra base. Real Muto to D. Gordon. Quick tag right there. Got him, and that's our State Farm double play. Straight State Farm, here to help life go right.
Well, the Phils eventually did tie it on a base hit from Cameron Perkins. And now Justin Bour will lead it off. Bour hitting .286 with 21 home runs. Hits that one sharply. Tommy Joseph backhands. And one out. JT Real Muto's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, just a quick injury update on one of the other Phillies that is on the mend, Howie Kendrick, who has been with us in Miami over the last 2 days. We were told yesterday, cleared for all baseball activities. He did take BP yesterday. He chased down some fly balls and some ground balls as well on both days. And you would imagine it's just a matter of time at this point before he gets sent out on a rehab assignment. I would imagine that will come very soon. And then a couple days after that, you can expect that maybe Howie Kendrick back in the Phils clubhouse and back in the dugout and back back on the roster at the major league level. So he is on the mend. He is feeling good. That is the good news. So it shouldn't be too long before Harry Kendrick is back, guys.
Yeah, Pete said one of the big things is watching him out in the outfield is that if he is healthy enough to run balls down. Somebody did ask if he would be able to just start playing and not go out on a rehab, and Pete said no. He said we have to, like Murph just mentioned, we have to send him out on a rehab assignment.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is to activate him. You know, he plays one game and aggravates it again, and you don't have that retroactive deal working anymore.
Real Muto fouls it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Real Muto was 0 for 3 last night with an intentional walk. He was intentionally walked in the 10th inning. In fact, there were 2 intentional walks in the 10th inning, which D. Gordon said kind of threw him off because he was still underneath watching video, thinking he had plenty of time. As that ball gets away. Yeah, you can add him to the list of guys that have hit the Phillies.
As the year goes on, I'm finding this is not surprising.
Line drive to center field. Odubel makes the catch. That hung up there nicely. No, it does seem like there's more of it this year than there has been.
We have had unbelievable bouts of inconsistency in our rotation.
Dietrich came in for the injured Martin Prado, who was placed on the disabled list today with what turned out to be a right knee sprain. Little looper out to shortstop, caught by Freddie Galvis, and the inning is over. Nothing across for the Marlins. We've completed 2. We'll move on to the 3rd in a 1-1 game. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, John, here's the question for tonight. Who were the Marlins' all-time managerial leaders in games and wins? Who are the Marlins' all-time leaders as managers in games first and wins? 2 different
Same
people.
guy, 2 people.
2 different people. So one guy is the all-time leader in games, and the other one is the all-time leader in wins. Answer will be revealed a little later on. Give you a little heavy lifting for this evening.
So if I name 2 managers,
yeah,
do I have to get them right? Like let's say I say one and he's the leader in one of the categories, but
we would applaud you.
So I just had to name 2 managers.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you have to get both of them right to get 2 bells.
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes to Freddie Galvis. Freddie lines it foul. Freddie singled his first time up. And now 2-2 as he fouls it back. Freddie's base hit now gives him 2 hits and 6 at bats so far in this series. Conley has the lowest earned run average of any Marlins pitcher against the Phillies at 1.47 coming in. Fly ball down the right field line. Stanton comes running in and he makes the catch. It's better than Henderson Alvarez and Kevin Brown. Those are 2 and 3. But you just wouldn't put Adam Conley above everybody else. You know, the Josh Beckett's, the Josh Johnsons, people like that.
Ryan Dempster.
Ryan Dempster. I mean, the list goes on and on. Now he has less innings than those guys, but still. Oh, and 1 to Nick Williams, who had a fielder's choice his first time up. 0-2.
Mine's racing.
You got Marlins managers running through your head?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And a strike 3 called. Williams is down looking. 2 outs. That's the first strikeout for Conley. Sunday, July 30th, when the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. It's a 1:35 first pitch, and children 14 and under will receive the Community Energy Fanatics Solar Bobble Body. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. There's a picture of it. And if you go to Phillies.com, you get another look at it. Tommy Joseph takes strike 1.
I'm trying to think who was before Girardi.
0-2. You sure you're thinking before Girardi? I'll give you a hint. Swing and a miss. And Joseph strikes out. And he's down swinging. 1, 2, 3. I'll give you a hint. What comes around probably comes around a second time. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by McDonald's, introducing the new signature crafted recipes at McDonald's. I'm loving it. Last of the third, JT Riddle will lead things off for the Marlins. It'll be 8-9-1. At a first pitch fastball, it's 0-1. Vince has got some good life to his fastball tonight.
Yeah, he does. You know, the one breaking ball he threw to Stanton didn't do anything, but it looks like he's getting by just on that fastball.
Down the left field line. That's a long run for Cameron Perkins and foul territory. Last inning, Vince Velasquez retired the Marlins in order. And every time the Phillies pitchers do that, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So what was the hint?
What comes around?
That was the hint.
Comes around again. Dribbler up the first base line. Going to be a tough play. Velasquez throws it right on down the line. And Riddle's going to be able to run forever. He's on his way to third, and he's going to get there easily. I can't see how he thought he had an angle to make that play.
Well, he didn't, but that's where, you see this play right here, and watch Riddle. I mean, he's staying in the line, but that's where it happened so quickly. You think, why couldn't Tommy get to the outside part of the base so he could throw it, have a throwing lane? But that's something that Tommy has to anticipate. He has to anticipate that the momentum of Velasquez is going to take him into foul territory. He has to try to get on the other side. But that play is such a short throw and such a quick play that sometimes you don't have time as a first baseman to get over there.
It goes down as an infield hit and an E1 to allow him to go to third. And that's off the glove of Cameron Rupp, and here comes JT Riddle, and he's going to score. 2-1 Marlins on top. Fifth pass ball of the year for Cameron Rupp.
You wouldn't think it was a cross up in any way. Just a fastball down he didn't get to. And that hurts right there, with the pitcher up.
One ball and one strike to Conley. 1 for 7 on the year. Curveball high.
Well, I will tell you this. Vince has no command of his secondary pitches right now. In the second time through the order, I'm certain that these Marlin hitters are thinking, now it is, if you're going to guess, you just guess location now. You don't have to worry about no other pitch.
Swing and a miss. Out number 1, strikeout number 2. And now to the top of the order for D. Gordon. Gordon grounded out his first time. Back toward the middle. Hernandez can't get it. And Gordon's aboard. That's his 4th hit of the series already. That brings Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. He provides us with our Geico quote of the day on Cameron Perkins' catch last night. I don't know who caught it. I was about to get the inside the Parker if he didn't.
Hey, he was running hard. And like you said, if Perkins and Odubel, you know, the way they collided, if one of them didn't come up with that, ball's going to bounce away from him and give him his 3rd home run of the day.
Yeah, Stanton was around second at that point when they converged. Cameron said today that he honestly didn't hear Odubel, so he just kept going after the baseball. Said he saw it the entire time. Here's the look at the play. Oh, it was funny. And it was athletic that he made the catch. The taller of the two. And the toss over. Murphy was kind of smiling about it today when he was talking about it.
Yeah, all smiles about it, Tom, and why not? He ended up catching the baseball. Yeah, he said that he didn't call for it at any point, and he said he didn't think Odubel did either. And they got to the point where you know, it just kind of went over the top of Odubel's glove and into his. And he said all I could think about when I was laying on the ground and Odubel was on top of me was that scene from Major League 2 where Tanaka's trying to hold up the baseball to show that he had caught it, because he didn't want them to think that he had trapped it or anything. So he said, I just had to get my glove up in the air and show him that I caught it. He didn't have to punch through a billboard to do it like Tanaka did in the movie. But
that's so funny.
Or punch through Odubel for that matter, which is good.
And the other good thing is that both were healthy. Neither one was hurt.
That movie was on the plane.
It was. Runner goes, pitches low and away. Throw to second base is in time. D. Gordon caught for the 7th time this year.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not talking about the out. It was a great throw by Cameron, a great catch and tag by Cesar, but man, you're risking. Man, look, Cameron got that ball, low fastball. He got it quick, perfect throw, absolutely perfect. All Cesar has to do is catch it. The one hop, just catch, tag, no problem. But man, you making it out in front of this guy.
Popped him up. Tommy Joseph gives it a look. It's out of play. That's what Stanton did in the 1st inning. Gave the Marlins a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a fastball in, but it just wasn't in enough. A little too elevated. He can get to that one. You know, with 2 strikes now, you might be able to go back in there, you know, because he has to protect the entire plate. But
he got him. Foul tip hung on to by Cameron Rupp. 3 strikeouts for Velasquez. His error leads to an unearned run, and the Phillies trail at 2-1. toner be the 1 in 3 that epically fails. Order genuine HP toner cartridges from WB Mason. We'll deliver it straight to your printer for free. Nobody does it better than who but WB Mason. Today is they're celebrating the 9th birthday of that youngster. Happy birthday. Mikel Franco leads it off and takes strike 1.
I keep writing these names down. You keep saying no. How many managers they had?
Well, you've gone through a number of them. You're running out.
What I get buzzed for? It's not official.
It's all research. Bouncer back to the middle. D. Gordon was playing that way. But Franco is thrown out. 1 out here in the 4th. And Odubel Herrera is coming up. Conley wound up pitching 12 games down in AAA. He was 3-3 with a 5.49 earned run average. They were a little concerned because his first few outings were a lot like his outings up here. And because of that, they didn't know if he was hurt. They didn't know if his mechanics were off. But then, as we mentioned, his last 3 outings, which included his last one, which was 3 2/3. Well, they took him out after that. He had pitched well, but his earned run average started to go down and his velocity started to go up. Inside 2-1. Odubel wasn't happy about that swing.
No, I think he thought he should have did some damage with that one. I could tell you what he said, but I'd like to work another day with you.
Would like to have you here tomorrow.
Early game tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, 12:10. Rustle you out of bed a little early. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will be on the air at noon. Odubel may have swung at ball 4 and it may have hit him too.
Yeah, that could have been ball 4 and a hit by pitch all in one pitch.
Take a look at pitch cast presented by Mazda.
Hey, that was a bad miss though by Conley. I mean, Real Muto wanted that ball down and away, and it almost hit Odubel in the chest. How can you throw a ball like that? That's all you do. Like, I can understand missing a couple inches here and there, maybe a foot.
But you're a pitcher. Like, that's all you do.
Exactly. That was like he missed that by like 5 feet.
Ball 4. Odubel threw the bat the wrong side.
Oh boy.
Well, it's going to continue to endear him to the opposition. Saturday, where the Phillies take on the Milwaukee Brewers, it's photo night at Citizens Bank Park. Be on the field at 5 o'clock. Photo night begins at 5:05. Opportunity for fans to take photos of their favorite Phillies players, coaches, broadcasters, and of course the Fanatic. Go to Phillies.com for more information.
Did he think we were still in Milwaukee?
I don't know what he was doing. Right, because that's where the Phillies bench was.
Well, he's either zoned in or zoned out, one or the other.
I think it might be zoned out. Here we go. Watch it again. My bad. So go get it. Go pick it up and bring it back over to your side. Maybe he felt like at that point he had already thrown it into enemy territory, so he didn't cross the border.
Maybe he's been reading all the papers and watching this stuff. Maybe he thinks he's getting traded to the Marlins.
1-1 pitch to Rupp, and it gets away from Real Muto.
This game's just getting uglier as it goes.
A wild pitch.
What? This is. They tried to backhand the ball. Real Muto, you got to try to block that one, I would think, but we appreciate it.
2-2 to Rupp.
I hope this is the strangest.
You don't want anything else, do you?
No. Well, I don't know. It is entertaining, I guess.
Line drive, base hit it to left field. Herrera's to third. He'll be held there. And a base hit for Rupp. First and third, one man down, and Cameron Perkins is coming up.
You know, both times we've had a runner on second. Miguel Franco in the second inning. Odubel hits a line drive that Franco had to hesitate on, and that ball right there by Cameron Rupp. Yeah, Odubel had to hesitate. You don't know if Dietrich's going to catch it or not. The last thing you want is to get doubled up. We've seen that before. That Cameron Perkins 1 for 1, drove in a run, big 2-out single. Hit one through that hole again.
And he bunts to the right side. That's going to get the run home. And Perkins will be safe at first. Everybody's safe, and the Phils have tied it up at 2.
Execution, baby, execution. I think Odubel rattled him with the toss of the bat over toward their dugout. That's a heck of a bunt by Cameron Perkins, though.
Sure was.
I mean, that's in no man's land because D. Gordon's playing for the double play. Yeah, the old safety squeeze, but perfectly executed. See how far D. Gordon is away? No chance he's getting there to beat Perkins to the bag. Once the ball got past Conley, Justin Bohr had to go get it. Huh. Big inning.
Let's hope. Velasquez is squaring. Wheel play is on. Cameron Rupp didn't have too big of a lead off second.
Little size differential too between he and D. Gordon.
Could swallow him up. Velasquez bunts it, foul. 0-1.
Cameron Perkins, though. 2-out knock. Wild pitch helped us out there. Get Odubel to second.
I like how in tune he was to lay that bunt down. In the dirt, Real Muto's looking for it again.
It's like the first day of spring training when you're trying to get the kinks out. I think Juan Samuel just yelled at Vince to maybe just swing it. Wouldn't be surprised to see Cameron Rupp try to steal third here. Apparently that's why they're doing a wheel play.
Bouncer foul, and it's 1-2 to Velasquez.
certain that the reason why Vince isn't bunting right, didn't bunt that pitch, is with it only being a forced play at third base, that Cameron Rupp doesn't run well. Maybe they're concerned that no matter where he bunted it, I mean, it would have to be a perfect bunt to get Cameron to third base. That's all right. Cesar's going to pick him up.
Cesar is 0 for 2. He's flied out and he's tapped one in front of the plate that Real Muto handled. One ball and no strikes to Cesar. Sharp with his shortstop, but right at Riddle. And the inning is over. The Phillies have tied it up, though. They do so on the second RBI of the night for Cameron Perkins. They leave a couple. We'll leave for the bottom of the fourth in a 2-2 game. Toyota, find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. 2-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be Christian Yelich, Marcell Ozuna, and Justin Bour for the Marlins. Phillies lost last night. It was another one-run loss for them. They now have 25 one-run losses, which is the most in baseball. Seattle last year had 30 one-run losses. That led all of Major League Baseball. So the Phillies are on pace to shatter that.
By a lot.
Yeah, by a pretty good margin.
How about winning a one-run game tonight?
Yeah, the most one-run losses that baseball has had has been 35. And that's since 1950. 1 ball and no strikes to Yelich, who struck out his first time up. And 1-1. Yelich has 6 hits and 17 at bats since coming back from the All-Star break. Out of play, and it's 1-2.
Just hitting the same spot back there.
Really has been just fastballs tonight for Vince.
Yeah,
right?
they just hasn't gotten a feel yet for the breaking ball. We're going to find out here.
Just didn't get on top of it. It was high, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, that's a problem though. Every one of them's elevated.
Back toward the middle to his left. Galvis has it and quickly has to throw to get Yelich out. 1 away. Follow Phillies baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with Game Day. Live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. Marcell Ozuna popped out his first time up. And it's 0-1. Dribbler foul, and it's 0-2.
Change up right there by Vince. You got to find something off speed. Give him something else to think about. I mean, see where Cameron wanted that one, no down and away. The command of a secondary pitch has been a struggle for 3+ innings.
That should find the seats down the right field line, and does.
Did you get the video Scott Fransky just sent of Larry between innings cramping?
Yeah, it's it's much more humid down here than he's used to. He was out in the great Northwest.
I think it's that espresso. He convinced me to drink that espresso.
0-2 pitch coming to Ozuna. Bouncer out to shortstop. Big hop for Freddie Galvis. And there are 2 outs. Justin Bour is coming up. We mentioned last night that Bour hit 22 home runs during the home run derby, and he nearly knocked off Aaron Judge. How about this shot right here? He said he's never felt the crowd as loud as it was here at Marlins Park. Look how long this home run is. This is one of the longest ones we saw hit during the home run derby. It was the 2nd row from the top, and that got him another donut from Giancarlo Stanton. Now, Murph, give us a little perspective on how far this is. I know you're standing up there right now.
I'll be honest with you. This is so far from home plate. The fact that a baseball traveled this far is absolutely remarkable. The ball hit right here, 464 feet from home plate. That was the longest one. He had 9 altogether that went over 440 feet. We saw him hit one into this deck last night down into the 1st row, but we're talking about another 40+ feet all the way up here to the 2nd to last row of the ballpark. It is absolutely incredible. You mentioned the donut. He actually called timeout with a little bit more than about a minute to go, and he got the donut from his teammate Giancarlo Stanton, a Krispy Kreme. He said that fueled him up, powered him up. He went on to hit 9 more after the timeout for a total of 22. At the time, the 4th most in any one round of the home run derby. Yes, he was eclipsed by Aaron Judge. He hit 23 in the 1st round. But I'll tell you what, if you're watching it at home or whether you were in the ballpark, the electricity, as you mentioned, Tom, here with the fans cheering him on was really something special. He said he'll never forget it, and he'd like to be a part of it next year in the home run derby if he is so lucky. But I'll tell you what, just standing up here, you talk about perspective, unbelievable. A baseball traveled this far.
There's another look at where it landed. Yeah, that's a shot, all right.
I'm so high up, I can't even read the back of Nick Williams' jersey. I'm serious. If I didn't know that was him.
You're getting older. You can't.
Well,
your eyes are going a little bit.
I also had 2 espressos, so I was able to jog up here. I felt good about that.
Are you cramping?
I'm not cramping at all.
Oh, okay.
I've done 9 laps of the ballpark.
Well, that's because Larry mixed his with ice cream.
I don't know what he was doing, to be honest with you. I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Did you see him standing over there?
Yeah, I saw
in
the
the
video.
lunchroom.
Oh, the lunchroom?
Yeah, he said he was standing up, sending a text, and then fell asleep. Standing up. That's an odd man.
One ball and no strikes to Real Muto. Breaking ball. That's one of the better ones of the night.
He threw a good one to Boris first pitch. The problem was it was the first pitch of the at bat where you don't have to swing. If he threw that with 2 strikes, he would have probably got Boris to swing at it. But yeah, that's a strike. I don't know if it was a good one. It was just.
Yeah, looking at the replay, that was very hittable.
It was a hanger.
Ground ball to first base. Tommy Joseph has it. And the inning is over. So 4 innings for Vince Velasquez here in South Florida. He allowed the walk to Bour, and that was it. We'll head to the 5th in a 2-2 game. The New York Mets, it's the kickoff of the Toyota Alumni Weekend, and all fans coming to the ballpark will receive the Pete Rose Bobble figurine. There it is right there. Go to Phillies.com for more information on the festivities that will be taking place for Toyota Alumni Weekend. We'll move to the top of the 5th inning. Adam Conley has allowed 6 hits so far. He's left 5 men on base. And he will face Freddie Galvis, Nick Williams, and Tommy Joseph.
Let's get another one, boys. 6 hits and 4 innings. Let's add on a couple more here. Get another couple runs. We need to blow someone out at some point.
It hasn't happened that often this year. Would be nice, though, to have a free and easy kind of game. I think they're still talking about that at bat. Odubel was saying as he pounded his chest, I said it was my bad.
Whose else's would it have been? That darn guy that built this stadium and put that dugout over there for the home team? What was he thinking?
3-1 to Galvis. And Freddie skies it to shallow center. D. Gordon says he has it. He's under it. That makes the catch. One away for Nick Williams. Williams is 0 for 2, a fielder's choice, and a strikeout. And a line drive based it up the middle. That's a good approach. Get a fastball and just rip it. Although it said 89, maybe it wasn't a fastball.
Oh, whatever it is, he almost got smoked with it.
Pitchcast does say it was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Tommy Joseph is 0 for 2. Bouncer up the third base line. Wow, that was a nifty double play. I didn't think they were even going to get Williams at second base, but they did. It's an around the horn 5-4-3 double play, and the Phillies are retired here in the top of the 5th. It's a 2-2 game. Minor league report. We take a peek at what's going on around the Phil's farm system. We've got the players of the week. Boy, that's good to see that Cornelius Randolph is the Phillies player of the week. Hit .421 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Mauricio Rivera had 5 innings, 3 hits, and 9 strikeouts for the Blue Claws. And Adonis Medina is the co-pitcher of the week. He had 7 strikeouts over 6 innings. So congratulations to those guys.
Well, that guy that threw the no-hitter will be probably this week.
Yeah, I think that is absolutely correct. Because I don't think anybody else threw a no-hitter in the system. I'm assuming that would go under the next week honors.
Well, he did it Saturday, Sunday,
yesterday.
Missing a day or two.
There's a liner to left center field by Dietrich, and it drops for a hit. Second hit of the series for him, and he leads off this 5th. And JT Riddle, who singled and scored his first time up, he'll dribbler up the first base line. The throw from Velasquez went down the right field line. Nice play by Cam, and it's 1-0. Not a bad pitch count right now for Velasquez. We mentioned he had 70 in his last outing. And he's at 58 here in the 5th.
Yes, quick outs too.
Quick toss. Dietrich, not necessarily a threat to run. JT Riddle out of the University of Kentucky. They feel like something might be up.
Maybe a hit and run. Don Mattingly didn't do that a whole lot with the Dodgers when he was managing the Dodgers. It's because they had a lot of guys who could hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Runs up high, 3-1. Speaking of Don Mattingly, today is the 30th anniversary of his 8 consecutive home runs, 8 straight games with a home run. That tied a major league record back in 1987. It was eventually tied by Ken Griffey Jr. back in 1993. Popped him up over near third base. Franco will give it a look, but it's going to be back into the seats. Freddie Gonzalez tosses it back into the crowd after it was missed.
I thought they might have sent Dietrich there. If you get a strikeout and throw him out. Conley makes the last out. You got D. Gordon leading off the 6th inning. Riddle hits a base hit. You got first and third.
There he goes. Pitch is swung on and foul tip. Rupp double clutched, and then the tag is made on Dietrich. That wasn't a bad slide. He almost eluded the tag from Freddie Galvis, who caught it in front of the base. It's a strikeout, throw out, double play. Second guy that Rupp has thrown out trying to steal. I guess that's exactly what they were thinking, John, what you were saying.
Yeah, and Cameron double clutched on that one, but I think if Freddie got him right there on the left knee, but I think if Dietrich goes straight into the base, I think he's safe. He kind of tried to slide around it. But we'll take it.
Yep. So Conley, who struck out his first time up for the second time tonight. Inside 1-0. Vasquez has been kicking at the mound, which he has a tendency to do when he gets a little uncomfortable out on the hill. Kind of interesting. We've watched some of his idiosyncrasies over the last year or so. He's got so much talent.
Yeah, sometimes when you watch Vince pitch, it seems like there's there's too much intensity. Like too much. I have to make every pitch perfect.
He's got enough stuff to be somewhat imperfect and get the outs. 2-2 to Adam Conley.
Wow.
Left side of the infield all started to move off.
Yeah, only everyone thought that was a strike.
Except for the home plate umpire.
I mean, Conley had for sure.
Yeah, he started walking out. Thinking, all right, my time is up. I've spent enough time in the batter's box. Bouncer out towards short. To his left is Galvis. And the inning is over. 6-3 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. 5 innings for Velasquez. He's allowed two runs so far. It's a 2-2 game as we go to the 6th. Ready to start the second half the same way he finished the first. Aaron has been ready at the plate no matter where he's slated in the lineup. The only slot he hasn't batted is the 7th hole, and he's hit a red-hot .322 and put in the top 2 spots in the order. Altair finished the last 20 games of the first half batting .302 with 3 home runs, 3 doubles, and 8 RBIs. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Velasquez is through 5 innings so far. He's allowed 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 1 of them unearned. And he'll watch as Maikel Franco, Odubel Herrera, and Cameron Rupp will lead things off. Pitch count is very manageable right now for Velasquez, which is a good thing. A lot of talking going on between Rick Kranitz and Cameron Rupp. Andrew Knapp's been in the mix of that conversation as well. All right, so Franco is 1 for 2.
I think overall you have to be really pleased so far with what Vince has done.
I would agree with that.
Getting a little potassium. Perhaps he was with Larry Anderson. Little cramps.
Yeah, maybe we should actually suggest more of that to Larry.
Did you hear what he had for dinner? Kale salad.
Kale salad, and there was something else. A little dribbler foul. He didn't have the buffalo chicken wrap. That was Fransky.
Unbelievable.
Oh, Turkey Club. That's what it was. And a base hit the opposite way for Franco, who is now 2 for 3. And now has 8 hits on this road trip, which is a fantastic sign for the Phils. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, John, the question is, who are the Marlins' all-time managerial leaders in games and in wins?
Well, Jack McKeon's one of them.
Jack McKeon is winner in wins with 281.
I thought it was Latchman.
Rene Latchman is incorrect. The most games managed, he's one of, I think, one of my favorite people. He's not only managed here, but he's also managed in Atlanta.
Freddie
Gonzalez.
Gosh.
555 games. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize.
That was the one after Girardi in Redmond, right?
Yeah. There he is. A little smirk for you.
Sorry, buddy. How quickly we forget about our friends. O'Doul remembers which dugout says after this at bat.
2 balls and 1 strike. A bouncer foul. Bouncer to the right side. Franco's going to be forced at second. And a 4-6 on the putout. A fielder's choice for Herrera. And here's Cameron Rupp with 1 man down.
Saw Mickey talking to Nick Williams in the dugout. It looked like he had something on Conley. Perhaps he can relay that, what he sees from Conley to Odubel. We get a little stolen base right here.
Inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, here we go in between innings, what you were talking about. Yep. Williams mimicking.
What they're trying to say is that when he's going home, he's got a big swing behind him with his front leg. And when he's coming to first, of course, you can't do that, but he's more, straight up and directly toward first base.
Inside, and now 2-1.
I think both managers should be happy with the way their guys are going.
I would agree with that, because they weren't sure, honestly, what they were going to get from Conley. What Don Mattingly did say, he said, hey, listen, we need this kid to be good. In order for us to be effective, we need to lean on him.
Now, the thing you have to determine with that move by Conley right there, is that just a, I'm throwing over because they told me to, and I'm not trying to pick you off? I mean, does he have a better move? Some lefties try to be tricky and they have 2 moves over to first.
And a foul tip. And Cameron now is the count even 2-2. See the 2 pitchers, their comparisons. Fly ball center field. That one is way up there. Yelich is under it. Tagging from first is Odubel. And Yelich does have a strong arm, and he throws it right on the money, so he holds up at first. Now the ground rule is not that that ball was going to hit the roof, but we saw it with Aaron Judge during the home run derby. It is doable, but the ground rule is if it hits the roof, it's in play. So if it hits it, and let's say Yelich catches it, Cameron's out. If it hits it and it drops, it's a live baseball.
It's like playing wiffle ball in your backyard. It hits up in the tree branches, and got to try to play it out of there.
Cameron Perkins takes inside, 1-0.
Catch him off the roof.
There's Dustin McGowan warming up in the pen. Sharply to shortstop. Perkins had some good swings tonight. Odubel's retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left for the Phillies. We've played 5.5. We'll move on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Phillies 2 and the Marlins 2. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. And by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. Well, we've reached the bottom of the 6th inning, and the top of the order is coming up. There's Adam Conley. He was congratulated after the inning came to a close. Just by the looks of it, I would think he's done. They've got Tazawa now warming up in the bullpen. And D. Gordon leads it off against Velasquez. There's Tazawa, who pitched a scoreless inning last night. Fly ball out to left field. Cameron Perkins doesn't have to move all that far. And one out. Giancarlo Stanton's coming up. It's time for a timeless moment. Here's Greg Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Presented by Coors Banquet. July 18th, 1966, Gene Mauch becomes the first Phillies manager in the century to win 500 games. It was a 4-0 win over the Angels at Connie Mack Stadium. He would go on to win 646 games with the Phillies. Of course, later managed the Expos, Twins, and Angels as well. July 18th, 1966.
Gene Mauch, who managed overall for 26 seasons, 1,902 victories. But it was always the postseason and the '64 season that hung over his head.
One of the, I think it was the closing of the vet, when they were announcing all of us, Gene Mauch was in front of me. And he said, "John, listen to this." I said, "There ain't no way, man. That happened in '64. And I ain't kidding you. As soon as they said the manager, you know, didn't even say his name yet. I'm like, oh my God.
Talked to Pete McCannon. Pete loved Gene Mauch, who passed away in August of 2005. Gene managed Pete when he was not only with the Twins but also the Expos. Franco, little sleight of hand, and throws out Stanton. 2 outs. Phillies all-time win leaders as far as managers go. Charlie eventually did pass Gene, has 780. That Gene was 646. He's the only manager in baseball history that has won 1,900 games or more and is not in the Hall of Fame. There's Yelich, who's 0 for 2.
Seems like we got Yelich caught in between. You know, he hasn't had really good swings against us, and we need to keep it that way. He seemed like he struck out looking in this game. His first at bat. It's like he's outguessing himself.
It's all right. Or was he mad at?
It looked like he grabbed his right hamstring.
It did look like he grabbed something.
Yeah, it's always something.
Grounder out towards shortstop. Freddie Galvis throws out Christian Yelich. 6-3 on the putout. Nothing across for the Marlins. 6 in the books for Vince Velasquez. I think more than you could have asked for from him tonight. We'll move on to the top of the 7th. Another tight one. It's a 2-2 game as we go to the 7th inning. Velasquez 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run. Meanwhile, Adam Conley 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Phillies have been led by Cameron Perkins, 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Both starters are out of the ball game. Tazawa is on for Conley, and Brock Stassi is about to pinch hit for Vince Velasquez. Velasquez had a little bit of a calf issue as he was talking to Scott Sheridan. And Sean Fakasny, that's what he was pointing to. Here's Tazawa. We mentioned he pitched a scoreless inning last night. Stassi hitting 169 on the year. And a first pitch fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Pat Neshek warming up in the bullpen. One and one. Ground ball softly to the right side. 4-3 of the put out, 1 away here in the 7th. Want to make your favorite team and want to take your favorite team everywhere you go? Now you can with CSN Podcasts. Gear up for the Eagles training camp with quick slants, or keep up as the Sixers heat up with Holding Court. Subscribe now on Apple or Google Play. CSN Podcasts, all Philly, all the time. Cesar is 0 for 3. By the way, taking a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, the Dodgers are winning their ball game. It's just underway over the White Sox. And it's 1-0. Dodgers are trying to win their 30th game in their last 34.
It's pretty good.
Oh. They would be the first team since the 1977 Royals to go 30-4 in a stretch. They would be the first National League team since the 1936 Giants to go 30-4 in a 34-game stretch. The 1977 Royals lost to the Yankees in the postseason. Inside ball 4. Dodgers 29-4 since the 7th of June. They were 35-25, which wasn't too shabby, by the way.
Yeah, but look at that. Almost 6 runs a game in that stretch.
Team ERA 2.99.
They're almost hitting more home runs in a game than they're giving up runs. I'd say you'd win a lot if that was the case.
Yeah, Bellinger certainly has helped their cause. Freddie takes strike 1. It's 0-1. That 36 Giants team, and this happened often back then, lost to the Yankees in the World Series in 6 games. Line drive off the glove of Riddle into left center field. Cesar will hold up at second, and the Phillies have first and second with 1 man down.
Get that second one, Freddie. That's what you like to see with him. Not trying to pull the ball, not elevating the ball. Line drives, and you know, if that ball was probably about a foot higher, Cesar could have left on the crack of the bat. Because Riddle almost made the play, you have to hesitate. Now you know he couldn't get to third base. But I mean, look at Riddle. I mean, it hits the very tip of his glove, so there's no way Cesar could just take off running. Had to wait, make sure it wasn't caught. But got one of our hotter hitters up right now with first and second and one out.
Yeah, that's Nick Williams. Williams is 1 for 3 today, and he grounds one out towards second base. Gordon is second for 1, and in time for a double play. Second double play of the night for the Marlins. 4-6-3, no runs, a hit, and 1 man left. Time to stretch at a 2-2 ball game. Saturday, July 29th, the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. After the game, stay for a free post-game concert featuring the Grammy-nominated singer Hunter Hayes. Your game ticket is your concert ticket. No additional purchase is necessary. Tickets are on sale now. Go to Phillies.com/Hunter Hayes. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 2-2 ball game. Pat Neshek will take over. So Velasquez goes 6 innings tonight. Allows 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and he strikes out 4. He walked just the 1 batter, and I think this was a step in the right direction for him.
Yeah, especially, you know, holding this team down to only 2 runs and really not having any feel for secondary pitches. That to me tells you that, you know, he was throwing his fastball, moving it around. Probably made the only 1 mistake, of course, to Stanton in the first inning. But I think overall, and that's the thing with Vince, that process of, you know, taking that next step is commanding his secondary pitches.
One ball and 2 strikes. And now 2-2. Just a tad outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Those last 2 pitches both look really good.
Let's see where this one is. Right where number 4 was.
Pretty good umpiring there, I guess. 90 looked like 100, I guess, to Osuna.
Off the hands, out of play. Looks like we got a baseball that's loose out in left field. Cameron Perkins will track it down.
Happy wasn't one of our relievers who threw it there. Might not want to bring him in if it was.
A high fly ball to deep left field. Perkins going back toward the fence, has room and makes the catch. One away here in the 7th inning. Oh, he just missed that one.
There was a lot of, myself included, but I mean, Osuna hits this ball. Watch Neshek. He like, it's gone. Now watch. Give me another ball. Come on. Right about the time he was asking for a ball, Cameron Perkins was pulling it in on the warning track. I think we all got a bad read on that one, Pat.
Look at Pat laughing. Justin Bour fouls it back.
Just bad reads by everyone. I thought it was gone too.
I thought it was gone. And you know the other reason why, the way Perkins went back at it without really looking up all the time, and he was just basically going back to a spot.
Yeah, I thought he was just giving it that token little trot to make it look good.
Opposite way for Justin Bour. That's a foul ball. Obi Milner warming up with the bullpen. Another one opposite way foul.
That's the thing with Neshek. You know, he's seemingly always ahead in the count, but you see some of the ugliest swings against him.
I don't know if it's his pace or, you know, where the ball moves or what.
I think it's that delivery. I think guys just don't see it out of his hand. I mean, that was 86 and Bour fought it off.
Yeah, it's almost as if sometimes he forces you kind of jam yourself for some reason. Change up outside.
Seems like a lot of guys shake their heads after almost every pitch from him.
Was there a guy like that you remember facing?
John Tudor.
John Tudor was that way.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw a ball out of his hand.
A couple of really good years with the Cardinals, John Tudor did.
I remember them well. 86. How was he in 86? Really good.
Another foul ball by Bohr. John Tudor, 117 wins overall, 72 losses, an ERA of 3.12. In 1986, he was 13-7, but had an earned run average of 2.92. 85, he had 21 wins. He had 10 shutouts. Got him. And Bohr is down on strikes as Neshek wins the battle. 2 outs here in the 7th. Look at all those dots, John.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not just one pitch. It's all different pitches, all different quadrants of the plate. That one there, I mean, you know, when you're throwing 90 to a power hitter and you throw it right down the middle, elevate it just a tad so you can get underneath it, really hit it far, and you swing through it. Just deception. That's all it is.
Well, now here's Real Muto, who is 0 for 2. Line out and a ground out.
Think there's any kids in the Philadelphia Little League right now that are trying to pitch like Neshek?
Would you advise them to?
Yeah. Made a pretty good career of it.
Yeah, he has. I don't know if you can duplicate it. It's almost like Hunter Pence's swing. Fly ball short right center field. Long run in for Odubel, and he's got it. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Neshek. Nothing across for the Marlins. We've played at 7. We're on to the 8th. 2-2. Dustin McGowan is the new pitcher for the Marlins as we are tied up at 2. The Phillies have 9 hits to the Marlins 4. Time now for our Hyundai defensive plays of the game. Cameron Rupp firing it tonight.
Yeah, he is, and this is a big, I mean, that's a great throw, though. With D. Gordon's speed, you got to rush, but that long skip hop to Cesar quick, just all he had to do was catch it in this one here. Dietrich was running on a 3-2 pitch. Get to strike him out, throw him out of Derek Dietrich, and those are our Hyundai defensive plays of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, it turns out in a game like this, in a tight game like this, those plays are so important.
Yeah, you know, we're in the midst of playing another 1-run game too. I'm scoring 4 right here.
It would be nice.
At least you give someone down that dugout time to breathe, you know.
Well, this guy's been tough. Dustin McGowan. He leads the Marlins with a 2.79 ERA. Has an earned run average of 1.59 in his last 22 2/3.
Get him, Tommy.
Joseph is 0 for 3 tonight, and a line drive out toward left center, but Yelich was shaded that way. One out. Time to get updated on what's going on around baseball. Here's Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. It's our unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. The first place Astros lost a big piece today, finding out that Carlos Correa is going to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a torn ligament in his thumb. He injured that ligament while swinging the bat. That is a big loss for them. Diamondbacks pull off the first big trade before the deadline. They get the slugger J.D. Martinez from the Tigers. Martinez batting .305, 16 home runs, 39 RBIs. He is headed to the Diamondbacks. And the Heart and Hustle Awards given out today across Major League Baseball. All 30 teams with the representative, the guy that represents the way the game should be played the most. Freddie Galvis, the winner in Philadelphia. I talked to Freddie beforehand. I said, hey, that's pretty nice. He said, it is a very, very nice honor to be picked by alumni and players for the Heart and Hustle Award. So he gets it this year. Andres Blanco was the winner last year. Certainly well deserved for Freddie Galvis. They'll pick one Major League winner at the end of the season, guys.
Yeah, they'll be honored at a dinner on November 14th in New York. It's the Legends for Youth dinner. Todd Frazier won it last year of the Chicago White Sox, right now of the Chicago White Sox. Heart and Hustle Award was started in 2005. And usually there's one representative from each alumni organization that nominates a player from that organization. And Freddie is certainly a deserving honoree. 2-2 to Franco. That one's hit in the air to left center field. That's it well. Going back on it is Ozuna. It is gone! Off the top of the Clevelander, Maikel Franco, his 14th home run of the year. And it's his 3rd hit of the night, and the Phillies take a 3-2 lead. Well, that ball just jumped off his bat. And it makes a winner out of Rich Paddock of Folsom. He's won $200 in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
After the ball Ozuna hit, you can't tell anymore if they're going out or not, but McGowan right here, just a hanging slider. Real Muto wanted it down off the plate to see if he can get a chase from Maikel Franco, and that ball was center cut and center cut into the Clevelander. How about some more, though? We need some more. Come on. That's what you like right there. That front foot, just pick it up, set it down. No pull off right there on that breaking ball. I mean, that was just a little spinner. Came, you know, didn't get that good downward bite that McGowan wanted.
1 ball and 1 strike to Herrera. Inside, 2-1.
Well, we've hit 2 hard hit balls off McGowan.
Make it 3. Herrera lines one to right field for a base hit.
Pretty good throw.
Yeah, he's got a good game going on.
Good hit, no by Odubel. It's something, isn't it? The guy with the 6-something ERA. You know, we strung some hits together, but nothing big. And well, you bring in the guy with the best ERA on the team, and we're just lighting him up.
He had allowed 4 earned runs in his last 19 games. That was it.
I'd like to see Odubel run at some point.
Inside. Marvin Hudson says that Rupp did not swing. One ball and no strikes. Jerry Lane's holding it up. The scoreboard operator here has some trouble from game to game. Usually have the wrong count up. Has to be a half a dozen times tonight. Dietrich looks at Odubel at second, but then throws out Rupp, and there are 2 outs. And Cameron Perkins has a chance to drive in his 3rd run. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
Daniel Nava up in the on-deck circle. I wonder if either way, if Perkins makes the last out, you know they're going to bring in a reliever. Who's that down there? Benoit? Looks like Benoit.
Yeah, Joaquin Benoit and Milner.
Wonder if they'll double switch with Nava.
You got Dietrich leading off the bottom of the 8th inning, so you may use Milner for him.
Well, Dietrich and Riddle.
I forgot about Riddle.
He's the shortstop.
Yep, both JT.
39.
One of the 2 JTs.
It's one of the 2. We got back-to-back Camerons, though.
He went around. It's 0-2.
We can match you.
Perkins singled to right field his first time up. Then his second time up, he bunted for a base hit and an RBI. And then grounded sharply to shortstop. Outside. Tried to hold up and he went around, so he's down on strikes. The Phillies settle for the 1 run on the home run by Maikel Franco. For Franco, it was his 3rd hit of the night. He's a triple short of the cycle. It's his 14th home run of the year. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Phillies are on top 3-2 over the Marlins. Against the Braves, and then after the game, it's Nemours Kids Run the Bases. That's for children 14 and under. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Always a great opportunity to get out onto the field and see what it's like. Well, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's time for Joaquin Benoit. Benoit will face Derek Dietrich, JT Riddle, and the pitcher spot. Dietrich is 1 for 2 in this ball game.
Marlins have all 4 bench players locked in, and I'm sure if it's a righty, it'll be future Hall of Famer Ichiro Suzuki.
They added Miguel Rojas today to take over for the injured Martin Prado. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, he's ahead 1-2. Popped up. Franco gives it a look. It's going to be back into the crowd, and it remains 1-2.
Hey, that's interesting because we heard all along Houston was going to be going after starting pitcher. Now, with Correa out that long, what do you do?
Yeah, that is a huge bat to be missing from their lineup.
Yeah, you're talking about your everyday shortstop and number 4 hitter. One guy.
Dietrich stays alive. Yeah, because whoever you get, if you do get somebody, it's a rental. And I guess there's still time, as Murph said, you know, the timetable, that he could come back before the postseason, because they're going to be in the postseason. Got him. Threw him a changeup. Dietrich will try to run it out to first, but Cameron Ruck finishes off the strikeout. 2-3 on the putout. 1 away here in the 8th inning. AL West standings have Houston running away with it right now. 15.5 over Seattle. Seattle still thinks they have a chance to win the wild card, or at least contend for the wild card.
Yeah, looking at that, they might not need him. They could probably get away with.
They could.
You know, bringing up a young kid and see how that works.
JT Riddle is 1 for 2. Inside. One ball, 1 strike. Suzuki's on deck.
I know he says he wants to play a few more years, but
that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if you noticed, he keeps himself in a little better shape than you and I do.
A line drive to right field. Williams makes the grab. Looked like he palmed that at the last moment. And there are 2 outs. And Ichiro will bat. He's got a wow from Joaquin Benoit.
I like watching Ichiro pregame. He's out here, one of the first guys out. He runs like a sprint, stretches, runs, stretches, runs, stretch. Hey, that would wear me out.
There's a lot of stretching going on. There's no doubt about that.
I was watching him in the All-Star game years ago in Houston, playing center field. Every pitch he's stretching something.
Swing and a miss. Arlene Garcia. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think he and Chipper Jones have to be the only 2 guys that I know that have worn a mock turtleneck their entire career. Chipper always wore one.
It is funny. That bounced about 3 feet in front of the plate, and now it's 2-2.
I've seen him swing at that one. Glad he didn't.
Slaps it out toward left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And Ichiro has now passed Ricky Henderson on the all-time hits list. And he's aboard with a 2-out pinch single. And D. Gordon is coming up.
Well, not much to it. Not something you would teach. But it's something that's been working for him for a long time. I mean, that ball was buying, and he just stuck the bat out, flipped it out over Freddie's head. With 2 outs, you have to think that, I'm sure he doesn't run like he used to, but Benoit's not that quick to home. I wonder if some point Ichiro's not thinking about taking a base here. Cameron, to see if Cameron go 3 for 3. He was throwing him out, though.
Yeah, he's already thrown out 2 guys trying to steal today, including D. Gordon, who's up at the plate. Gordon behind now, no balls and 1 strike.
It's a good way to shut down a running game. Throw strike 1.
Out to shortstop. Galvis has it. He's going to go the long way to first in time, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We played 8. We'll head to the 9th inning. Ichiro's hit is wasted by the Marlins. All children 14 and under will receive the Pico Odubel Herrera Performance T-shirt. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. It's a great giveaway. And not only do you get a chance to see the Phils play one of the hotter teams in baseball, maybe exact a little revenge. The Brewers took 2 of 3 from the Phils this past weekend. We go to the top of the 9th inning. And Garcia will take over. He'll face Andres Blanco, who's coming out as a pinch hitter. Garcia 3.45 ERA. And Blanco pinch hitting. Blanco hitting 144 on the year. Out toward right field. That's going to be a tough play for Stanton, and he's not going to get it. It's going to take a hop over the wall and a ground rule double. A nice way to start the 9th inning for Andres Blanco and the Phils.
Great way to start for Andres, but also how bad did he need that? I mean, he needed that badly, and you root so hard for him because he's such a good teammate, such a good guy. And, he doesn't wait around for Garcia. First pitch, no overswing right there. But man, how hard is that warning track?
Well, it's funny because along the infield part of it, if you walk, it is extremely soft. In fact, the players were talking about it today, how mushy it was when you walk around. But in the outfield, it really did take a hop. Cesar not showing bunt. I thought maybe they would bunt here to get him over to third with less than 2 outs.
Unless they trust Cesar to hit the ball the other way.
Well, that's true.
And if they do, with shallow D. Gordon's playing and Board kind of crashing a little bit, he doesn't have to hit it really hard to get it through him.
1 ball and 1 strike to Cesar Hernandez.
Would be nice to get an insurance run, though, wouldn't it?
Out toward right field. It's not deep. Stanton, a long run in. Blanco's got a tag. Stanton makes the shoestring grab. Although he probably wouldn't have gone anyway. Not with that arm. That was a heck of a play. He had to go a long way to track that one down.
And Cesar tried to get the ball hit the ball the other way to get Blanco to third base, but yeah, he came a long way. He almost came too far. That ball hit in the heel of his glove and rolled down to the end. A little bit of a snow cone.
Galvis has 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. One ball and no strikes. There's Hector Neris warming up. Phillies hope they can give him more than a 1-run lead. Man, look at the reaction of the fans wanting that baseball from Juan Samuel.
Must have been some kind of historic ball. The young man might overamped it with the hooded sweatshirt.
Yeah, I don't know if you need a hooded sweatshirt at this point down here at all. right, Real Muto's got his point across. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Out toward right center field. Yelich moves from one side to the other to track it down. Now there are 2 outs. And now Nick Williams is coming up. Williams has a hit tonight. He's 1 for 4.
Venture to guess Andre's sitting still in third, but we'll just step off and take a look anyway.
Outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Now 2-0.
Now Franco swinging the bat. Well, Tommy's up next. I thought Franco was up next. Got a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna say, if you the way Franco's swinging the bat today, you almost bet your bottom dollar is a fastball coming here. I think you're even 1 with Tommy hitting behind him.
And Williams does get a fastball and he fouls it back. It's 2-1. Like he tried to throw that one through the wall.
Yeah, he was. Could make that the greatest fastball ever thrown in the history of baseball, right there.
I would think, you know, that he wants Williams, that he does not want the right-hander.
No, not at all.
Phil's trying to even up this series. An end of 4-game losing streak to the Marlins. Pickoff play is on, and Blanco gets back as Riddle was able to acrobatically pull that ball in. In the air to left center field. That's well hit. Yelich is going back. So is Ozuna. It is gone. On opposite field, 2-run home run for Nick Williams. He now has 9 RBIs since the All-Star break, and the Phillies now take a 5-2 lead. And he crushed that ball.
Ooh, that was nice. Tell you what, they're happy. They're happy for Nick Williams. They're happy for the team, but they're happy for Andres too. He really needed to do something, and look at him. Look at him. Now, you know, when you struggle, you don't feel like you're a part of the team, man. You get to do something positive. Watch you swing though. I mean, that is just beautiful. He got a fastball from Garcia away. Didn't try to pull it.
Well, you mentioned it. He had to come in with a fastball because he probably did not want to face the right-hander. He figured he had a better chance against the lefty. No balls, 1 strike to Tommy Joseph, and upstairs 1-1. Well, that's 3 home runs now for Williams, 10 RBIs. 9 of those RBIs have come since the break. He was tied for second in baseball over the last week in runs batted in. Off the front of the dugout, scorcher, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That head stays on the ball. There's no pull off whatsoever. That front hip stayed locked in until the point of contact, and then that lower half explosion. I'd take that swing.
That was it's a beautiful swing.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Tommy handcuffed slowly to short. Riddle's up with it. The inning is over, but there's a cushion for the Phils. It's no longer a one-run lead for Hector Neris. It's still a safe situation. He's on top by 3 thanks to the home run the opposite way by Nick Williams. Phillies using the long ball here tonight to help their cause. Lefty on lefty. See that pitch right there? It was coming right down the chute and went right out of the ballpark. For Williams' 3rd home run here in the major leagues. And as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Phillies are on top 5-2. Five to 2 as we move to the bottom of the 9th inning. Coming up after the ball game, it's Phillies post-game live. Michael Barkant, Tommy Green, Corey Seidman are standing by. They're going to talk about Nick Williams' sweet swing tonight. He's got a couple of hits. Also Vince Velasquez and what he was able to accomplish through 6 innings. And Maikel Franco, who's had a 3-hit night as well. And hopefully talking about a Phils victory. That's all coming up next on Phillies post-game live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Hector Neris is in to try to pick up his 9th save. He's got a 3.38 earned run average. And Giancarlo Stanton, who has had back-to-back multi-home run games just once in his career, and it was last year against the Mets here at Marlins Park. He homered earlier tonight. That's one of the 2 runs for the Marlins. And Neris delivers high, 1-0. One foul tip.
Hey, he is susceptible to that pitch away. You got to get it out there. If it stays middle in, last thing you want is him to hit one back up in the middle at you.
There's a split. It's 2-2. All right, so the fastball in caused him to move back a little bit. His splitter acts as the breaking ball, and where Stanton pulls off.
Well, you see the way they work. He first pitch fastball in, ball, fastball away, swing through, fastball in, ball 2. Now it's 2-1 in the split, and he pulls off.
That one got the leg of Cameron Rupp. Another split. Marlins are 42-49, 3rd place in the East. The Phillies 30-61.
Oh, he seems like he's more closed up here now than he was the first couple bats of this game.
In the dirt, 3-2. He does have a home run against Neris. It was a shot. There's Yelich. Oh, I guess that's kind of an understatement for all of his home runs. Nothing's really a wall scraper. Try to sneak a 96-mile-an-hour fastball by him.
Still go down and away. Fastball down and away. It's, you know what? Take a chance.
Over to the left side. Freddie Galvis says he has it. And he throws out Stanton for the first out. One away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now Yelich is coming up.
What I like at Cameron Rupp's taking charge of this game. You've heard him a few times yelling out at the pitcher. I mean, the first pitch to Stanton was a ball, and he, you know, not yelling at the pitcher, but you know, verbally telling him, you know, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, he's not afraid to be vocal. A high fly ball, left center field. Fairly well hit. Odubel's going back toward the wall, and he's got room. Can of corn. 2 outs.
I think besides Stanton and Bohr, we're the only ones who can make this place look small. I mean, Ozuna hit one. That one there by Yelich. You thought, you know, I thought he hit that ball really good.
Yeah, it did look like he hit it well. All right, now it's only Marcell Ozuna that stands in the way of the Phil's victory. 0 for 10 against Hector.
Quick pitched him.
Did it again. Little dribbler in front of the mound. Hector has it, throws to first, and a little low, dug out by Tommy Joseph. But a victory is a victory. The Phillies win it 5-2 as they end this 4-game losing streak.